Hello, everyone. All right, so I laid in bed playing on the internet, to be honest, and Chandra is having computer problems. So we're here. I'm also bringing up the banners to write in the prompts. I was in the middle of that actually, and this is going to be an interesting one. It's a quite precise prompt, I will say, but uh, what I want to share is it's still going to be good. And I'm really excited for this one. So Chandra was trying to restart her computer and then it decided to shut down completely and it needed that. But I am happy that Eva is in the chat. Thank you, dear, for coming. And I am writing the prompt now. I actually wrote this before, but when you write banners in StreamYard and then you click off before saving, it doesn't save. But you get to hear me type and use the backspace a lot because that's what I do. All right, words to include. Oh, it helps if I type it correctly. Oh, comma to show a difference between words. That was an issue one time where there was a prompt that said a event in the town or something like that. And then the first it said the main event. And then the first word was town square, but I thought no, main event in the town, and then the first word was square. And I thought town square was one word because let's face it, when it does 10 words, it sometimes combines them. I don't know why. And so I thought one of the words was town square versus actually being separated. So that was fun. All right. Oh man, I just did it again. Subpoint. Aw, Eva, at some point I'll be headed off to shop for some flower seeds and soil. Ooh, gardening is so peaceful sometimes. And it's also rewarding. You're like, you plant something and then cultivate it, and then it magically grows into something beautiful. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I love it when you can be here on the Saturdays too. Okay, now I'm going to rewrite my banner again because I keep on deleting it. Yes, Spencer. Your father is in the bathroom right now. All right. So, oh God, mistyped. Or the prompt is, I'll just go ahead and say it, is the main character has woken up missing one of the five senses. Really interesting what Chandra and I do. Though we did make this a challenge before where we had the character, all the characters, so you could have just made it one person, the main one, had a sense missing. And we both ended up choosing sight as missing. So found that interesting. All right. The words to include are piracy, parking, seashell, selfish, adjustment, lax. Oh, there's the X. Okay. Slumber, fragrance, saltine, and puppet. You know, I am glad. Oh my God. I just thought of another challenge. I'm going to add this to the list. So another challenge could be is that you got to use the words in the order they're given. Whoo, that would be tough. Because I feel like some of the flexibility we have is because the words are able to be like used wherever. Oh man, I got to add that in. I don't have a green thumb. I think my favorite. Oh, my husband showed me a picture yesterday. So it had like aloe plants and spider plants, which are known to be very resilient when it comes to people forgetting to water them and such. But though I will say aloe plants actually need a lot more water than you think they do. But uh, the tagline or banner that was underneath these plants in the store said thrives on neglect. I was like, what? It just made me laugh so hard. So, oh, I forgot to take my medicine last night. Whoops. I should probably grab my water. I don't even know where my water. Oh, that's right. I washed my water bottle last night, so I still got to fill it up and put ice in it. It's okay. It'll be fine. All right. So Chandra's restarting, and she just got here. There we go. Hey, dear.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So you actually had technical issues. I was just being technically lazy. Because like I woke up at like 7:50, and I was like, I helped my son. He went to the bathroom, and I was like, okay, I'll help you. And then what did I do? I climbed right back into bed. Because my husband was up. It's not like I was neglecting my son. So I climbed right back into bed. I didn't fall back to sleep, but I played on my phone. I was like, let's glide into the day. And the next thing I know, I look at my phone, it's 8:23, and I was like, crap. I better like throw pants on, throw some sort semblance of like eye stuff. Derby Olympics has started. And that's when I texted you. I was like, I'm on my way.
I like went looking for my phone because I signed into my my computer that I like screen share from.
Yeah.
And you weren't there, and I was like, oh no, I hope everything's okay, because I was like, I can't. But my laptop, I rebooted it about an hour ago.
Oh.
And it was just like, I don't feel like I'm gonna do that. I think I'll just shut down now. I'll take a nap right here.
I'm just gonna lay down right here at this very moment.
Pretty much. So yeah, that was.
Well, we got Eva here.
Hi, Eva.
I'll make sure when we do the sprint. And I do have the prompt ready to go, so we can get back on time. It took me 3 times to type it because I would start typing and then I'm like, oh look, a notification. I click off it without saving, and I'm like, stop.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm learning to save it.
I feel like I always type it on a separate document so I can copy and paste it over, so I don't.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, let me copy and paste. Okay. Shoot.
Does anyone like an orange tabby cat? Available now.
Yeah, now Barrett has his dog, Briley. Briley. I want to call it Bree. When I first saw the name, I wanted to say Breely, but I was like, no, Briley.
So cute.
I know.
I randomly texted Barrett, and I was just like, anyway, your dog is so cute. It's disgusting, and I'm not okay.
I'm gonna start texting him and be like, hey, I'm gonna need a picture just for me. Like I don't make it public. It's just for me. I need something to refer to look at that face. He wants to just love and lay or cause havoc.
You know, that's the thing. If he would just like come sit in my lap and just be like a cuddly cat, that would be one thing. But he will not do that. He'll like act like that's what he's gonna do, and then start
messing with wires, cords, candles.
Yep.
Oh my god, we had a lot of like brush and such that was really dry, like really dry wood. It took no time to burn all this stuff, but we have a little tiny fire pit. We burned it last night, and I was making sure like we put it out with water, but for some reason in my mind I was like, let me make sure that it is still out. I think the house would have caught fire if it wasn't. Since we went to bed, but like we drenched it, which by the way, if anyone remembers the show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I remember it, but I never like watched it.
Yeah, at the end of every episode they took dirt, like a bucket of dirt, and dumped it over the fire, and it was out. And I'm like, we were drenching the fire with water for like 3 minutes straight. And I'm like taking a shovel and stirring to get underneath, so it wasn't this layer of ash protecting the heat underneath. So I'm like stirring to get the water thoroughly in there. We've created ash mud pretty much by the end of it. And I'm like, I disbelieve Are You Afraid of the Dark right now, because there is no way they were protecting the wooded area with just dumping one bucket on there. I'm just saying.
Probably not. Yeah. No.
I love that. Perfect.
I mean, Eva, if he's so perfect, why don't you come get him?
You'd miss him. You know you would.
I would, but also like the last 2 days, he's been. I feel like I say this all the time. I'm like, just the last 2 days. It's because that's how long my short-term memory lasts. He's been in rare form.
All right. I am pulling up. Wow. I'm pulling up
The prompt?
timer.
Oh, I have a timer.
Oh, never mind. As I was.
As you were.
All right. So in that case, I'll share the prompt.
Ow, claws.
Mostly the drive time. My punk cat and Dobby would get along well. Cause chaos across the land. All right. So the prompt is, the main character has woken up missing one of the 5 senses. Words to include are piracy, parking. Is seashell? Yeah, seashell, selfish, adjustment, lax, slumber, fragrance, saltine, and top hat.
Of course, I put seashell and shell. Wow.
Selfish.
Yes, of course I put those right next to each other.
By the way, I just thought of, and I got to add it to my list. So I'm going to add it now. But another challenge is that you got to use the words in order.
Ooh, yes.
We're obviously not doing it for this one.
No, but let's do that for
But
today.
we can add that to the list, and we don't have to do it for today or whatever. But it was one I thought of, and I was like, oh, that would be so hard.
Yeah, let's do that. Can we do that today? I think we should do that today. I kind of want to do it today.
Okay. Add it to the list. Oh, no. That's
so I will say, just from looking at this prompt, I usually use that prompt in the story. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do that because it kind of feels like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, you do. That's right, you do. Well, then what you could do is change main character.
I think I could do it. I think I could do it maybe.
That's a challenge. I was going to say what you could do is change main character out with the character's name or I, and or so instead of the main character, it could be like I have woken up, and like change the verbs a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or so you could do it and be like the main character's like, God, this is like something out of a book. Main character. So, all right, I'm adding the. We can start like soon because I'm just adding the that challenge.
Okay.
And then we can.
Then I will go ahead and start the timer. We'll begin in 3, 2, and 1. Ish, maybe, or not. I swear I'm clicking the button.
Do you want me to pull a timer?
No, I don't know what happened. I refreshed the page and it's fine now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Technology.
Just kidding. I'll start.
Okay, for real this time.
All right.
3, 2, and 1. Sprint number 1.
Look at me. I finished on time. I was about to write a last sentence, then I was like, no, this last sentence kind of like over explains, or like, we'll talk about it when I get there.
I just sent you mine.
All right, I gotta save this. This is prompt episode 96.
I feel pretty good about this, and I was able to use the entire prompt like I usually do.
Ooh.
It just took a little bit of thinking, but
Finagling. Hey, what's the prompt again? Oh, wait, I got it right there. The main character, because I always write it out in my file name as I say this.
That makes sense. I need to go through and organize all my flash fiction because it's a hot mess.
So I actually made this person have more than one. And it wasn't really the focus, but I still think it works.
Well, it says they're missing one. It doesn't say they're only missing one, but it does specify they have to be missing one. So
yeah. All right. I am proud of myself on how creative I was with some of these words. Ended up being 362.
I did, let me see. I think we're close. 332.
Interesting how sometimes we're similar on that.
Let me see.
All right, sent you mine. I'm opening yours. Which going? All right. There we go.
Please stop it. Ooh, I have a lot of emails. Okay.
All right. Do you want to flip a coin? See who goes first this time, or you?
Yes. I have a coin. Look at me having a coin. Oh, you have one?
I do too. Mine's a euro, though.
You go.
Okay. All right. There's a side that says 20 on it, and then there's a side that has William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
All right, you choose Shakespeare, and so if it lands on Shakespeare, you'll read or I will read.
If it lands on Shakespeare, you read.
Okay. All right. It flipped. Okay. It landed on Shakespeare. So that's me, right?
Yeah.
My short-term memory just went away. Oh.
It's still early in the day, so
yeah. Okay. Chandra story as read by moi. All right. The main character is woken up to missing one of the 5 senses. They open their eyes, but everything is black, he said. Alyssa scooted forward on the edge of her seat. Can they smell anything? They aren't sure if it's a smell or a memory. It is a fragrance. If it is a fragrance, it would be something so faint it was nearly undetectable. She frowned. Do they feel anything? They feel selfish. Melissa frowned. Thought for a moment. Do they feel anything external? What would a better question be? He asked. She ran her fingers through She ran her fingers through her hair, letting the satin strands fall back in place. Her face brightened. What are they wearing? What are they wearing? Good, he said. What is that? What do they hear? Melissa asked. What would you call that sound? He countered. It sounds like a seashell or the ocean, he asked. Yes, the ocean. I noted melancholy in her voice. Good, he said. Let's make that adjustment. Melissa felt her body go lax, almost like wanting to fall into a deep slumber. The word felt foreign. I feel sick, she said. Are you in pain? He asked. Melissa shook her head, then stopped. He seemed to be putting a strange emphasis on some words, like they were supposed to mean something. What is pain? Something prickled the skin of her arm. She pulled back, cradling it, drawing her arm close to her body. She felt cold. Am I queasy? Would you like a saltine? What is that? She asked, breaking away from the conversation. It smells like a freshly paved parking lot? Is it starting to come back? He asked. What is piracy? She asked, turning the conversation again. We have to shut this down, the man said. His voice was flat, cold, emotionless. We have to shut this down? Lois asked. What is Project Top Hat? What is that taste? I don't like. Who are you? She asked, a note of panic rising in her voice. Why can't I see? Ooh. Okay, this brings a lot of questions. It's so it kind of makes me think of when you start a video game and there's this sequence and you're not sure what's real, you're still getting your bearings on reality and stuff like that. I could definitely see this as that, even in the start of a show. But then it would be right where you ended it is right before it would say 6 months earlier or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the way the picture painted in my mind is that kind of made Melissa almost childlike and naive, and the guy is almost robotic, is the way I imagined it, where he and at first when I was going back and forth, it I almost thought it was the guy was teaching her how to write almost due to the questions, and especially because she's sitting on the edge of her seat. And you did good, running her fingers through her hair and her face brightened, wait, whoa, what are they wearing? It was that elation that I know what questions to ask, because sometimes the questions you ask are more important than the answers you get. And but then the shift was Melissa felt her body go lax. Then now I'm imagining her laying down and stuff. So that was kind of that was the part where it wasn't quite jarring. I wasn't thinking oh, she was sitting and now she's laying down. It was wait, maybe she's been laying down the whole time. So I got that vibe, and the situation's happening, and I wasn't sure if she was creating. But these are good questions, by the way, in my mind. I wasn't sure if she was helping create this alternate universe, or if, and then her being the subject type thing. Yeah. And I did get emphasis, I just didn't put it out, of where you had italics the word pain and queasy, and such. Yeah. And then I do like that the word piracy, because out of all our words, it's the most negatively charged, I guess. But I like how that spirited the guy to go, all right, we're shutting this down. We can't do this. Where? And the only thing, the why can't I see line, I feel like it would have hit harder. It would hit harder, though. Okay, no, it does hit hard now that I read the first line, because to me it mirrors the first line. The first line, all right, let me read the last line. The last line is, why can't I see? The first line is, the main character is woken up missing one of their 5 senses. They open their eyes, but everything is black, so they can't see, the main character. So it's I do like that correlation, that mirroring, or echo, but a good echo, not a bad one. But when I first read it, it was me thinking maybe she never had her sight, but now it's a almost history repeating itself situation, where it could almost become a loop. So Ooh, I'm hungry. Hopefully that sound in my stomach did not echo through.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
So I was going for test subject, kind of, but in the sense of like the backstory that I have in my head that, of course, did not make it onto the page is like a new form of corporate espionage. So they're like trying to hack her brain, and they're trying to figure out where they basically what parts of her brain they're targeting, and so they were like messing with her senses and like trying to and then she starts to figure out, that's why she's like, what's Project Top Hat, like,
yeah, and that's where I saw the shift, like piracy, Top Hat, and stuff, which I thought that was clever, doing same Project Top Hat. And then I liked how you Lax and Slumber I thought were really good, like pairing together. I like that and everything. Hey, old grumpy mama and Shannon, appreciate y'all coming in. So yeah, enjoyable.
That was fun.
I enjoyed that
one, and I'm glad I did incorporate the full prompt. Even though I was like, I don't know if I should, but I feel like it built the story really.
Yeah, like that was a good opening line because you're like, what at first. So I enjoyed it. I think you did good.
All right. Ready for me to read yours?
Yeah. I didn't really have much feedback on yours. It was more like, let me tell you how it made me feel interpret wise, so that way you could figure out if not that I should be the bearings test here, but figure out if you were I was receiving what you were trying to convey.
Yeah. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah. No, I think that was helpful. And those are the kinds of questions that I wanted to provoke, but also I think I could definitely write a lot more on this. And I know we say that every time.
Yeah.
But I think
same thing with mine. Like I could expand it more, but I feel like that's probably the mark of a good flash fiction, where you see the tendrils that could come of it.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Okie doke. Let me read yours.
All right, I'm ready.
It's piracy. This cold has taken my smell and taste. So here I am at the doctor's empty parking lot trying to get up the nerve to go inside. I know it won't be a slumber party in there. They'll probe and prod me, stick me with needles. Colds are usually gone in a week, not lasting a month. I had other symptoms like congestion and an insatiable craving for water. I even got selfish and would get myself large cherry ices. This last week has been the hardest. I felt better, but for the first time ever, I felt isolated. I had gotten my weekly groceries out of the ice chest from the car and couldn't inhale the fragrance of the surrounding evergreens that told me I was home. That night I had sardines and saltines, trying to jumpstart my senses, but it was like eating paper. That night I had rereading. Luckily, other than that, it wasn't an adjustment to my routine. I still read my books, watched movies on the VCR, and watched the wildlife wander near my secluded off-the-grid cabin. I only stopped by the doctor's today because it was time for my weekly grocery trip anyways. The traffic was lax on the hour drive. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, there were no other cars the whole way. My puzzlement outweighs my fear of needles. Leaving my vehicle, I went inside my doctor's office. There was a top hat on the coat rack just inside the door and a large conch shell on the side table in the corner of the waiting room. There were still 8 chairs, a desk, and the door to the exam room, but no people. There was a constant low beep. I thought my ears were ringing until I saw the television mounted in the corner was on. The screen was fixed with a please stand by screen. I walked over to change the channel, only to find every channel was stuck that way. I jumped when a little voice sounded through the radio on the receptionist's desk. If anyone is still alive, there's a safe haven in Wilmington, it said. Ooh, that's fun. Kind of so it made me think The Walking Dead, only there's like nobody, like it's like the Rapture.
Yeah, and I thought about like throwing at the end a line after that, but it was going to be something like that's when I realized I missed the end of civilization. Then I was like, nah, that's explained already. Like they missed it. We know. I don't need to throw another line in there.
So what I'm curious about, how does Dobby, absolutely not. How does their loss of the sense of smell and taste relate to the end of civilization?
Yeah. For me with that, in my head, something about the taste is just happenstance, because when you lose your sense of smell, some things taste different. But for me, in my head, something about not being able to smell is protecting this person, making them immune.
Ooh.
And so that's where my headcanon started to go.
That is a very interesting train of thought. Yeah, I would like more of this, please. That's very interesting. I also like the beginning, the first line, because it's it points in a different direction. Like it seems very contemporary when the story is more science fiction. And it suggests a very commonplace occurrence, versus when you get to the end of it, it's like, oh, okay, super cash, society is over. And I like that juxtaposition.
It's kind of like the how stories are usually set up, where if there's a change in the person's life, it's here's their normal day, normal week, whatever, and then here's when it got upended.
Yeah. Well, the part that I think there is a lot of that, but it's also speaking to their obliviousness, them not noticing. So here's another thing that's weird about it, though. If it's their sense of smell or their loss of their senses that is protecting them from whatever happened to everybody else, why aren't there any cars on the road? Because usually when people have when stories start this way, there's just like abandoned vehicles everywhere, and like there's all this, like, even in other stories that I've read where if they have like a similar thing, I'm thinking of the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. The husks of people kind of blow away, but their clothes remains. Like, why is it that it almost seems like anything the person was touching was gone, except for that rule doesn't apply in the doctor's office because the chairs are still there. So if there were people sitting in the chairs would maybe be gone too, like the cars are.
That I like how that goes, and that's a valid point, where it would have to be, what if? So my other idea is, what if the city they're in is like ground zero, and everyone evacuated, but this person, type thing, kind of like Chernobyl.
But why didn't they notice it before when they went to get their groceries?
Yeah, that's why. So the timeline is like shit went down in a week in my head.
So the person's going to the doctor's office before they go to get their groceries?
This time, yeah, because and that's what I was trying to convey, is that they live far away, and in the sense of hour drive, ice chest for the groceries and stuff. So they were going to get hit the doctor's office and then go to the grocery store.
Gotcha.
This time.
So yeah, then my only question would be why are the cars gone, but the chairs are still there?
Yeah.
Like what are the
rules, the
Yes.
physics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something to play with.
Yes. Mom. Please do that and circle
Yeah.
back.
All right. So we need to get. Yes, Spencer.
Mario.
You're Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You were.
Oh, you want me to be Mario? Okay.
No. You're King Boo.
I'll be King Boo then. Okay. All right. I am opening up the spreadsheet. Okay, so we've already chosen the challenge for today. Using the words in order. That's going to be so hard.
I love it. That was kind of mean of me to say that
Just,
that was.
I don't care.
Why did I do that? Okay.
All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I'm going to have to use this next sprint.
To get a snack?
Yeah. Breakfast. Any of it? All right.
Also known as a snack.
I should treat it. Yeah, you know what? How about I just look at every single meal as a snack? Everything. Everything's a snack. And then it's like, well, I just snacked today. I didn't really eat. Because snacks sound less intrusive.
Honestly, now that you mention it, I'm kind of hungry too.
Mom.
Yeah, Spencer. Okay.
I set it up.
What?
I set it up.
Set it up? Yeah, you can.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, chat, you can submit your suggestions as much as possible, but you're going to help us get 10 words. I need a number between 1 and 60 paired with a letter A through Z. So it could be like 60Z. What? You know what? Let's just see if that one. Let's see if that one was ever done. Nope. Brood. BROOD. All
I
right.
just want to take this moment to say how very much I hate Microsoft Edge. That is all. Carry on.
As you were.
F3.
F3. Call. Interesting where this is going to go. Bring my thing over here. Okay. Oh, stop yawning. All right.
J5.
Meat.
Like meat food or?
Yeah, food.
E10.
Cat. Meow. I don't know why I felt the need to get meow.
Mom,
Yes, sweetie.
just you sit up, please.
Yeah, after I'm done.
Okay.
Hey, can you give me a number?
Yes. 1,
You always give me 1.
2.
2.
That was amazing. Just like 5. 2.
2. Okay. Give me a letter. Huh? A letter?
Green.
Green? That's a, we'll go with G. That's a color. Yep. Green 2 is Butcher.
What's it? So at 5, we need 5 more. You haven't picked one yet.
Yep. Okay, hold on. Let's go L47.
L47.
Yeah. It will be King. Thank you, Spencer.
S44.
My son just went, good job, Mom.
He's been so sweet today.
He is. So S44 is color.
This is going to be really hard.
It's interesting. Like, my brain's going, and it's always going with dialogue because I feel like dialogue is always an out.
It is.
Versus narrative. Because your characters can say anything. Narrative has to flow.
3 more.
All right. Hold on. I'm about to shout, but I'm going to put myself on mute.
Mom.
Call the oldest. Give me a letter A through Z paired with the number 1 through 60. Y46. Don't run away. I need you for like 2 more. Negotiate. All right, another one. C53. Askew. ASKEW. All right, last one. F9. All right, curl. Thank you, kiddo.
Okay, and then for the prompt, let's do 99.
99. Party like it's 1999. Ooh, this could work in our favor. Coding fake secrets.
Okie doke.
Save. Okay, I vote we make this time a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe 40 minutes to allow us to grab food, drink at the same time, and also write.
Okie doke. Let me grab a 40-minute timer. And I've included it here. Let me put it
And I got
a private chat as well. Let me also pin it. Oh, no, I didn't put it in the comment.
You didn't put it as a comment?
No, sure didn't.
It's okay.
Okay.
The thing that throws me off is the fake secrets with this, and I'm like, why?
Why are the secrets fake?
Yeah. But I got an idea of how this could go. We'll see.
Are we ready?
Yep, I'm getting food first. That'll give me time to think.
All right. We'll begin in 3, 2, and 1.
That one was fun.
That was really fun. I actually quite like this story.
Yeah, I like mine too. I didn't write many words, like 284, but I still like it has potential.
I wrote 407.
Of course you did.
And I heard your voice in my head as I went back and added more words. Because I was like, Natalie would say that I need to give a little bit more here.
Natalie would want more. What would Natalie want?
Yes. And then I was like, ooh, she's right, though. We haven't even had the conversation. I'm like, yeah, she's right.
Nice. Okay, so I read yours first last time.
I will read yours first.
All right.
Let me
bring it on. I'm ready.
Let's check my email. Refresh the page. There we go. Okay. The man cupped his hands over the headphones as his coworkers laughed in the background, away from their desks. He pursed his lips, knowing it wasn't his call to say when anyone should be working. The communication he was listening to had obscurities, but most secrets did. The key was to see if their adversary had taken a bite of the meat they sent out just 3 hours earlier. Then he heard the line that showed the enemy's hand. The tabby cat butchered the king. The voice said through the headphones. The man stood up with his fist in the air. Hey, Jim, what happened? One of his coworkers asked. Now the lot of them interested in the work they should all be doing. They bought the color. They think painting the room orange will negotiate the truce in their favor, Jim said as he pulled off his headphones. What? The coworker said in disbelief. You're kidding, another agent said. Jim shook his head. They're desperate, Rich. We know their military is depleted with deserters and suicides, despite what their propaganda says. Getting them in the room to even discuss peace is the hardest part. They weren't going to do it unless they thought they had the upper hand. Jim's glasses went askew when his coworkers patted him on the back, congratulating him on the win. Rich left his hand on Jim's shoulder as their coworkers finally returned to their desks. Hey, Rich said. Thank you for never giving up. 3 months ago, I thought you were trying to replace Curly as one of the Three Stooges. But I'm glad you proved me wrong. You saved lives today, Jim. Not just on our side, but theirs too. Ooh, I like it. Also, the favorite line?
Yeah.
The tabby cat butchered the king.
I was just going with something.
I like it. It's so outlandish. Like, it doesn't make sense, and that's why it makes sense. Because why else would someone say that? Like, yeah. I thought that was great.
And that was just off the cuff. Like, when I put the tabby cat, first I put the cat butcher to the king, and then I was like, well, what crazy, like, what thing would bring them? What would that say? Like, I was like, I don't want to kill someone here and stuff. And and then I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, they paint the room orange. And I was like, well, why would that matter? Like, why would that be important? I'm like, maybe they were superstitious and it was just to give them something, like to get them in the room.
Yeah.
To be able to sit down. And I don't know, like I'm kind of happy with how it unfolded for me.
I also like that the coworkers are just like hanging out in the background and there's one person who's actually working. It's like,
that's relatable.
Yeah. Yes. I was like, first of all, who told you my business?
Because I used to work in a cubicle city thing, and I'm sitting there going around, and I hear, ha, 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 like some person who's voice carries and laughs like just obnoxiously loud, and I'm just like, just trying to get my work done.
His mood.
Yeah.
Big mood. I love that.
But it's funny though, because when I don't have work, I'm the person that walks around. I'm like, hey, how's it going? How's the family? Tell me.
Yes. I also think it's possible to like do both, to still be cheerful, to still engage with people and work at the same time.
Yeah.
And you can do it non-disruptively.
Agreed.
I think this may be the first story that is, although it's short, it's a full story.
Mhm.
Like, I mean that in the sense of, I don't think it needs expansion upon.
Yeah, because it's the questions it sparks is like supposed to good.
Yeah.
Like good questions, not like I want more questions.
Yeah. I like it.
I enjoyed it. At first, I felt like I was a little kid, like creating fake secrets type thing. Then I was like, nah, let's put some weight behind this and everything. But yeah.
Yeah.
And Dobby made his way into the story subliminally.
Same. How did that happen? That's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about that as I was writing mine, and then when I read yours, I was like, we did the same thing.
Why do we do that? Oh, that's right.
We can't help it. We really can't help it. And yes, the tabby cat would butcher the king.
Yeah, he would. And everything. I was trying not to change the root words and stuff. Or like I kept the root word, but I still changed it, like made curly and stuff. Like when I saw curl, I immediately thought curly, and I was like, how can I work this in?
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
Yeah. But I did do an out of like pretty much all the words came through
I
dialogue.
died.
You died in the game? We'll try again. I swear, like games it's helping him manage failure.
That's good.
Yeah, I truly believe that games do that. Though he does turn into a little me when he fails like 5, 6, 7 times in a row and is like, oh my god. Like
that's so cute though.
Calm down, it's okay. But I can relate.
Can I just congratulate us on how well we've done with time today?
I know.
We're like on point.
Yes, we are. And to stay on point, I'm going to read your story after my. You're going to sit there? Okay. All right. Now, Chandra's story read by Mark. I'm assuming you were done feedback-wise. Okay. Sweet. Okay. I brewed. Well, yes, Spencer.
I go fast.
Okay, buddy. All right. I brood over the page like I am actually working. I'm not. Call it coding fake secrets, but mostly I stare at a blank page. Fonzie saves me. He bounds.
I died.
Okay, buddy. He bounds up the stairs and starts calling to me, meowing and pacing. It's time for his breakfast. I get up to put fresh meat in a bowl for my cat. To him, I'm just a butcher, carving off the choice cuts for his sensitive stomach. He is the king in my house, and I bow before him. He waits patiently by his dish, his long tail swishing back and forth. He lifts his nose to the air, scenting the blood. He starts wolfing down the pieces almost before they land. Wolfing. I wonder who decided it would be wolfing instead of catting. It's hardly a point of interest, but when one is trying to avoid a blank page, one can't be choosy about how that is accomplished. Maybe I'll write that down, but first, breakfast. Busying myself in the kitchen is another distraction. I'm not oblivious to it. I need to keep my strength up and nourish my body. I wash the fruit I got from the market and take out all the homemade goods that are a part of my usual fare. Okay. I pride myself on the fact that I make everything myself when everything is ready. When everything is ready, I pour a cup of coffee, then add creamer till the color is right. I make the breakfast tray, loading it down with fresh fruit, toast, preserves, butter, and last but not least, my perfectly made cup of coffee. Fonzie has finished his breakfast. I wasn't quick enough. Now I'll have to negotiate the stairs with a full breakfast tray and a cat winding his way between my feet. I pause to smooth the edge of the kitchen rug. Another trip hazard when it is askew. Then churn. It was foolish, really. I didn't see Fonzie curl up behind my foot. I half land on his tail and try to place my foot again. I wheel awkwardly. I fall. I hear the snap before I've seen the ground. When I turn, a stab of pain is blinding. I know it's my hip. My phone is in the other room. Fonzie purrs, rubbing his fuzzy body against my face. I moan, vaguely. I wonder if he will wait till I pass out before he tries to eat me. I knew you were going to go with a cat trying to eat the person. Just because our comments. Oh. Okay. Good luck. Love you too. Husband's leaving. All right. Man, I love this story. Fonzie. All right. So I definitely, at first, maybe it's because my mind was still in my story with the secrets, but at first I thought this was like a person actually like doing secret work. And then I realized, no, they're a writer and totally relatable. And then every cat owner can relate to the winding and such and the curling behind the feet and all that. And I kind of like that jump near the end of like the imagery of going up the stairs because we can relate to that. But then also, then it's like, well, back to now, we haven't even left. I turned, the cat decided to lay right freaking behind me because that's what they do. And the part that I got that was really good descriptive, but then I feel like it almost went too far a little bit on the description was the food. But then actually it's kind of good that it went far with the explanation of the food and fixing everything, because then it's like, this is my goal. This is my purpose. I'm putting emphasis on this. Oh, guess what? It didn't matter because I fell. It kind of works. Like at first I was thinking, I'm like, okay, I got it. They're eating really healthy and they're doing it to get out of writing. But then I was like, no, yeah, this is what they really want. I think instead of, I think something that would make it seem more powerful is if we change the line of, I need to keep my my strength up and my nourishment in my body. Instead of that being their goal, them being like, I'm going to treat myself with a breakfast of kings or something like that. Like make it like where they want it. It's like a treat because they did well. And you can make it where they did well like 2 weeks ago and they're finally treating themselves to get out of writing now. Yes, we do.
That makes sense too.
Oh, okay.
Like almost rewarding themselves for even trying to write at this point.
Yes.
Like, because things went so bad. Like they're just like, let me go put together a breakfast. I make all this stuff. Like you can see the progression of avoiding writing through the things that have been prepared, and now it's like, well, I even tried to write, so let me just treat myself because things are tough right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it.
You coming, buddy? Oh my god! I swear he just. I wasn't prepared for this chair to lean back that much. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna crush my son.
Here we go. Oh my god.
Woo, heart attack.
When I first turned tilt on in this chair, I would like lean back to stretch and then it would just be like bam, and I would like scare myself. Love that.
Okay, that's as far as it goes. Okay. Yeah, I see you, buddy.
Yeah.
I see you.
That's funny.
The fear
You
in my
okay
eyes.
over there?
Yep, just bringing my anxiety back down. I'm waiting for the medicine to kick in at some point. I got like 4 weeks of this stuff.
It's funny.
Can you give me like 10 minutes and then we can have a chat about whatever plans you got for the day? Okay, cool. We'll discuss plans later. Yeah, 10 minutes. All right. Okay.
We did
So-
excellent today.
Oh my god, don't set a timer on me. It's 10 minutes-ish. Daughter, I'll set a timer. Excuse me.
First of all, rude.
Yeah. It's like me saying we'll see, okay? Like we'll see is me, not us. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Back to the story but all my kids came at me at the same time there. All right. But yeah, like I like that you understand what I'm talking about of building up the food so that way the explanation sounds more like they're
More
focused.
related.
Yeah. And then them being a writer is it's like, oh, I see. You could even embellish it a little bit more and like the butter spread like thick on one end and thinned out or something like that. Like it's the like the imagery of just spreading butter because they're like, how can maybe
How can I make this writing related?
Yeah. If only I was writing a cookbook, I could save myself.
Right? Oh, that's funny. That is good.
Put some more comedy into it. So like that's the only thing. Is like the areas that have explanation, I understand it, but in the moment, I don't understand it in the moment until the end. Then I'm like, that's why. But if we make it something that the main character wants, then it's like, ooh, and then it almost could invoke hunger in the reader as well.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I don't eat meat, but the sausage sounds really nice.
Yeah. So where I did add more though, because I was thinking about it, is like the part where I'm describing like feeding the cat, and then like I broke things out a little bit more and added just a little more color around it because I knew like I would be like,
yeah. So I love that part. Like who described it wolfing instead of catting and everything. Yeah, and then I like the line of like when one's trying to avoid the blank page, like that line should stay because to me it kind of conveys the listen, I'm just trying to get out of writing. Like I'm going around waiting for inspiration to hit me.
I felt very self-inserty when I was writing this.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Yeah, though I will say when the person fell, like, and you heard the crack, I thought it was their like shin or ankle or something like that, like something, and I totally imagined like a compound fracture, like it punctured the skin break in my head. Okay.
Maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to take out that it's the hip and just say my leg and leave it a little bit vague.
Yeah, and actually, having the skin broken by the bone could even increase the like, is my cat about to eat me now? Like, because it's already started.
Well, and there's the fact that earlier it's mentioned that the cat scented the blood on the fresh meat.
Ooh.
So to bring it back with the puncture.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm just imagining, and then the cat when it's like rubbing its face and stuff and everything, it's like, oh, it's just softening me up. it's gonna move to the leg next.
Yeah. I kind of want to play with this story a little bit more.
I could even imagine this story because if it's a leg and everything, they're not gonna bleed out. It's gonna hurt like hell though, and they will bleed. But I'm imagining them dragging themselves and there's a trail of blood and then you see the cat start to lick the trail of blood.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah. Well, and then the line about like wondering if the cat's going to wait till they pass out. Yeah. Like if they're bleeding a lot, they're in a lot of pain. That would be the biggest thing of like getting to the phone and calling for help before you pass out.
Yeah.
So...
And then, like, maybe they call and they say, like, they're able to get out their address, but their vision starts to go black because they happen to finally look at their leg and really see what happened. And that's when they see the trail of blood and then the cat licking the trail. And maybe the cat's in the kitchen, but they're in the dining room or something. And they're going, God, I hope they get here before the cat. And it could set a time. Like, yes. Oh, my God, this story's so fun.
Oh, I'm gonna have to play with this one a bit.
Oh, this is so much fun.
That's
Okay,
fun.
but first you got work.
Yes.
Yes, sweetie. What do you need?
Daddy. I'm ready.
Am I ready? I'm almost ready.
We are. What just happened?
I'm still here. We got a phone call.
Decline. I said decline.
I said good day, sir.
Usually it doesn't come through if I have a stream on, so I don't know what that was about, but
Oh, interesting.
yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
I guess we'll wrap up so I can return that call.
Yep. I'm Natalie. Links are down below. I am going to be streaming like a mofo tomorrow. Like I have from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. streams constantly, and then it's gonna be fun. And then I got a 7 p.m. on Twitch. So I should probably like post on Instagram like a story or something for each stream that I'll be in.
Absolutely, do it.
Yeah. I just need to set it up because I don't want to be like, hey, look, because I'm not going to be in like full streams for some people, but I want to give them like their own credit, not like, hey, look, I'm going to be here and then leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it works. And then what else is there? Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm still doing a video a week, posting on YouTube on Wednesdays, and that's all I'm doing. Live streams and posting a video. Which actually is working out. I'm kind of enjoying doing live stream writing versus the videos. But the videos kind of give me the flex time to fully create. Yes, Spencer.
Well, I am Arthur. I make videos sometimes. There'll be more coming up, but I'm going to be finishing up school very shortly. So I'll be a little bit more consistent once I have done that part. Aside from that, though, you can find me here every other Saturday. And then on the alternating Saturdays, I'm on Natalie's channel where we do Flash Fiction Live, which is this.
Yeah, which you just witnessed.
Yeah, this chaos and madness. Come join us. Love to have you. Thank you so much for being here today. And I hope y'all have a wonderful time.
Yes. Bye, dears.
Bye-bye.
Chandra waving off. No, Chandra's crossing it.